Town Clerk Muley over to it. She did it, and now all of a sudden we're not. So, but these gentlemen need to be prepared and need to have information to run a town properly. The resolution, there's some cleaning up to do it. We talked about it tonight on it. So that is in the hands of the attorneys of the towns. And I also have received calls too about what's going on in the town, as well as I'm sure you have too. And as you can see, it's not a debacle. Somebody walked out of a meeting downstairs that is an elected official that should be sitting there tonight. Whether she disagrees with me or disagrees with our politics, it doesn't matter. She walked out and not performed a job. We have to keep moving and moving the town forward, paying bills that for vendors who need to be paid, that have done their job. Now they want to receive their money to be paid. Things that need to be approved, like Boston Soccer League, minutes, other things. There's not a lot on here, unfortunately, tonight, but we have to keep moving forward.
Well,
But I will take into consideration what you said. I will look at it.
David Schenk became town clerk. He said, you know, all these things that I did.
I grew up with David. We went to school together.
Which is a smart move on his part.
David did all these. David did all these, never had one issue in 22 years that he was here, and did a fantastic job. I grew up with David my whole life, went to school with him, went to high school with him, and graduated.
Nothing against David Schenk.
Yep, nope, did a great job. We just want to keep moving forward as a town, but thank you.
Joyce, I just need to let you know, if she is feeling ill, she did not let us know that at all. She just walked out without letting us know. I mean, because we would have called Dawn earlier or had another plan. If that was going to be the case, we wouldn't want to waste your time. We wouldn't want to have you sitting here for an extra half an hour.
Okay,
So, I mean-
thank you.
Zach, she did come in as she was leaving and apologize that she was
No. She has a word, we got to keep moving this along. Thank you. Yes.
Hi, my name is Peggy Cook. I live at 6525 Fair Lane Drive. I feel terrible that I missed the Memorial Day Parade. Buffalo News had it listed at 1:45. Your website says Happy New Year. I think somebody needs to update that website.
The website is in the process of being updated to a completely new process. It is still under construction.
We just got a brief view of it tonight from Councilman Munger, what the new one looks like, and that was the first step, be moving quicker, but I do apologize for that. We did put it in the Hamburg Sun and the Penny Saver and tried to get the notice out there, but I do apologize for that too. Unfortunately, in government, you got to take 3 bids with the amount of money that Mr. Munger's using on this website and going through it. Just
You guys can't, somebody here doesn't have the rights to go in and update the website? You need a company for that?
So, I work in the business. I do have rights to go in the back of it. I won't touch it because it's harder to work on than anything there is out there. And I have looked for other people that will work on it. And the cost is either completely prohibitive to go that route, or they just won't touch it.
Does the town have a Facebook page?
Not that I am aware of.
With your permission, I'll speak from here and use my big voice. Barbara Moore, I live on Liebler Road. Mr. Balo, you just said town attorneys, plural. Was that a misspeak or,
for what, ma'am?
pardon me?
For what, ma'am?
You were talking about the town attorneys reporting something. I don't even remember what it was, but it was plural. And I just want to make sure that
We're going over the resolution on the town clerk's duties.
thank you.
Oh, I'm sorry, it was town attorney.
Okay, thank you. Clarification. Okay.
Joanne Bonsack, 7130 on Bailey's Road. Since the 3 of you came into office, well, how many years has it been? 5 years? 6 years? Since the rescinding of the fire contracts, the okaying of Jay Borway carrying a gun, that was a whole other farce, to numerous things that have happened in town, there has been such division in this town that I have never seen in the years that I've been here, almost 25 years. It's gotta stop. And if that, you cannot leave your egos at the door, you need to just stop it, because you sound like children, you guys. And I mean it. It started with the fire companies, and you had this town in an uproar. And then that settled down. Now you've had this with Jennifer. I'm sure Jennifer left because she couldn't handle the crap that goes on day to day in her office. How much wait a minute, don't say anything. She's one person.
Excuse me, I didn't say a word.
You're
Don't
shaking
be
your
rude to me,
head.
I didn't cut into you, I'm letting you speak.
But here's the thing, is just stop it. Make, and what's going on with the Republican Party nationwide, you guys are separating your own party for egos. You gotta stop it. You're all right. I mean, the town, when the town knows what's going on, they're gonna be really pissed off at you guys. It's immature, stop. Come together, hire the girls that were there, the women that were there before. The other three, I don't even know what they're doing. What are they doing to earn their money? You've got money for the doors, you've got money for the website that's not even working, you've got money for the fob system. Where is this money coming from? This is our pocketbooks, our taxes. What's going on? Our money, not just your money. You're spending very freely with our money for this vindictive kind of ego thing. You should have just hired the two people. I don't know what happened with you guys personally, why you didn't get the people that work here. I don't know what happened. But since you guys came to office, there has more just been derision and arguments like I've never heard before. Stop. Make friends, or if you can't, just be professional. And you're not being professional, it's this backbiting, and then Jay goes on, Speak Up West New York,
Okay,
and
well,
says how
thank you. I'd like to answer a few of your questions, though, because I appreciate you coming up and doing it. First of all, we've been here going on 7 years. And what we have done is we cut taxes or not raise taxes for 6 years. I'll start there. Yes, there was some heated discussions between fire companies in the beginning, but that all got settled out for what's in the best interest of both parties, and it seemed to work well every single year. We have not had an issue. Not only have we contracted with them every year, or every 2 years, or every 3 years, whatever their contracts go for, it seemed to work well. There's no arguments with them. The reason that Mrs. Bonzak said there was arguments is because we did cancel a contract because it automatically renewed itself. We don't like contracts as a town that renews itself. We like contracts that we can go in and we can get discussions and open discussions with fire companies. I have great respect for them. I work with them well. As we work with the EMS, we've increased the budgets. As you can see, Councilman Keating, we just purchased within, I think, a month, a brand new ambulance for him for $160,000. Expedited that very quickly for the best interest of the residents in the town, and they work on a shoestring budget. We've also had their, their defined benefits program. We've increased that too from what it was when we got in here to it's been making money constantly, and it has grown. We came in here with reserves of 1.2 or about $1.4.5 million. So we have saved money, which also helped us put drainage in and multiple other things. Unfortunately, with the town clerk, and I'd like to answer your question, is town clerks don't hire their people. Town boards do the hiring. They are in charge of all the money that comes in and out of this town for paying for resident employees. And I checked with
Not
other,
according to the resolution that I have on it.
I've checked with the state. And
Well, you have to show me that, it's not the resolution that I have, that I have.
you ever,
on.
I would, and I welcome that, I would like to see it, I have no problems. If you can show me a resolution that town clerks do their own hiring and do their own budgets.
They're
responsible.
deputies.
No, deputies, you're right, I'm not gonna argue with you, they can deputize anybody they want. You're absolutely right. Everything is funded by a town board. Okay, you're absolutely right, I'm not gonna argue with you about that, because there is no point in arguing. I read New York State law. So, if the argument or discussion is between, we've We've seen it in other towns, we've seen it in school boards, we've seen it everywhere. You know, or not getting along is, I'm sorry it happens. I'm truly sorry, because there are such great things in this town that have happened and great things that go on in this town. You know, and the perfect example is the, you know, able to get this new ambulance that services over 400 people in this town. I think it's a great thing. I mean, you know, we have baseball fields coming back to use in the town at the north end of Park. We got parking lots being paved at the other end of town so handicap can use the parks now with handicap accessible. I don't want, you know, something to overshadow another thing. I just don't. But unfortunately it does. If I thought there was resolution to it, I would figure it out. But I would like to see what you are talking about, and I welcome it.
I mean, back in November, I mean, those two women should have been deputized back in the day. You know, advertising for town clerks, I mean, that's a whole history, and I can get into it, but right now here, it's just too lengthy. It should have been done.
Well, I
And then the
would
snow
love
issue,
to have the
and then
discussion.
the snow issue, that $5,000, listen, the whole snow issue about the $5,000, why we weren't plowed by the town of Boston. Let me tell you, I live at the top of Montpelier Road, and I would stand at the bottom of that road and have the town guys come by and plow me in after I just shoveled it out. They would just stand there. I literally, I'm at the foot of my hill, so then I would shovel it out again. And I've seen that, and then the whole reason with the town and that snow business that happened with that snow was not pushed back properly. You know, when Clarence did it and his son did it, it has to be divided. It has
Well,
to
I
be.
can't answer for Highway Superintendent Telak, but I could tell you that I had the opportunity, if you want to open that up, I'm more than happy to. The reason that the town doesn't plow county roads is because in good faith, we plowed county roads. We had a contract with them. I have their bills, I have the proof, I went through it with the town attorneys, I went through it with the whole board, and everybody was unanimous on it. Larry Murtha, Gary Vera, everybody was
Except that
unanimous.
$5,000 was
$5,000 the county didn't pay us. They
because
broke
it
it
wasn't
right.
done properly.
No, that's not true.
No, I am correct because it happened to me.
The bill says, and the contract says, if front loaders are used, we get reimbursed for it as a town. If they use their front loaders or their stuff, nowhere in that contract, and correct me if I'm wrong, Michael, because me and you have been downtown with meetings with the county executive, that they can deduct from that. They have on the bill a front loader, a pickup truck to do it. Nowhere does it say in that contract that they can deduct from a town, okay?
But if it was not done properly, they
I
had.
live on Zimmerman Road. I lived on Back Creek before that. I come down Zimmerman as this councilman does, as this councilman does. I can verify for the ice all the time.
But
We
I've
have
never had
plowed
this
that road.
problem until recently. Never.
Well, they assured us last year, you saw Mr. Mills stand here and say, we bought 12 new pieces of equipment, hired 24 new people, we are gonna keep them plowed. We have good faith that we pay county taxes and that they will plow our roads and salt them down.
But they don't even know, the problem is up on Appeals or any big road, it's called sawtoothing or divoting, and nobody, even the town highway department of the town board doesn't even know what that is. And he told me that he didn't have the proper equipment for it, big enough equipment, and I don't understand that. That's a whole nother issue that we can get into
I
another
seen their
time.
brand new trucks with their brand new plows.
But they have to know how to use them properly.
That's up to
And
the
that's a whole
county. You
nother
pay
issue
county
with the court
taxes
county.
as I do. That's up to the county to do that. I call them all the time for buses off the road, things that can't make it up, fire trucks, I call them all the time. They don't take the initiative to shift their workload from north towns to south towns where we're in the snow belt, and they get less snow up there and help us out down there. They put one guy to plow a route, because I've asked them, because they're GPS their trucks.
Well, that's part of it, but that's only
But
part of it.
I would like to have that discussion
Well,
and
yeah, that
see
means, but going back to
that
the original
resolution that you
thing,
talked about.
you need to fix this problem with the town clerk. You need to fix it. That's all I'm saying. is
Well,
The people of the town need to know that we do stand by our town clerk. And you
Okay.
need not to make it this kind of an issue.
I didn't
Put
walk
your
out-
eagles at the door.
I didn't walk out of a meeting tonight, ma'am, I'm here.
That's all I'm just saying is,
But I would love to sit down and see this resolution that you have.
well, I do have, because it was printed in the, it was
No,
printed in
and
the Edwards on, and it was
I'm not
printed
saying
in
you
the
don't, I
Springfield
would like to
Journal.
see it so I could present it to the board. and
Well,
we
if
can
you
make
read the
some
Springfield
decisions.
Journal, 100% it was in there.
No, I didn't read that.
Burns, 6556 Chestnut Lane. I wasn't going to bring up the town plowing incident,
Okay.
but I feel the need to.
It's summer, go ahead, we got.
I have corresponded and have foiled emails back and forth from the highway department to the county department. And Bob Kalak was asked to push those snowbanks back at a reasonable time, 3 times, which he refused 3 times. And had he done it the first time when I asked him, he could have shelved it with his plow trucks in the plow, because I plow, I know I plow. And the reason they had to use loaders was because the 3 times they asked him, he did not do it. It got to be so much snow that they couldn't do it with a plow truck. And so the town should have ordered Bob to plow those roads when he was first asked. And his insubordination has cost this town tens of thousands of dollars in the loss of that plowing contract. Also, if the residents would like to know some other town matters that Bob has cost, look at the YouTube video and type Robert Telak in and see some more things that he has cost the taxpayers. Thank
Thank
you.
you, Brian.
I have my apologies to the recording secretary. I wasn't really planning on speaking as long as I was today, but in honor of Donald Trump and various internet conspiracies, and Brian Burns and various internet conspiracies, I figured it is my duty to bring up the fact that my road, where I live, 6570 Hillcrest Avenue, or as I hope to have 6570 Chestnut Lane, eventually its address here in the town of Boston, where I've lived for over 46 years. I think I have Eleanor Kraus to thank for the fact that the town highway department positively does not plow into my driveway. Now, it may be that she just berated them for so many years that they've just kept doing it even past her departure from this earth, to be very careful not to block driveways. And I can't believe that anybody would deliberately, any of the services that we have deliberately plow in a driveway. I hope that isn't the case. Obviously, Mr. Telak isn't here to comment on it. What I did come here to comment on, however, was the fact that this is the month of June in 2016, and on the 9th of June in 2016, we will come upon the 76th anniversary of the burning of Jehovah's Witness Hall. In case you're wondering how this relates incidentally to the minutes of the, since it has to be something that's already on the agenda, this has to do with the pledge to the flag. On June the 9th, in 1940, the Jehovah's Witness Hall in Kennebunk, Maine was burned to the ground because the Jehovah's Witnesses would not properly recite the pledge to the flag, and their children would not do so in school systems. I mention this because 3 days after the 9th, we'll come to the 12th of June, and the 12th of June is when a summer resident of Kennebunkport, Maine, George H.W. Bush, enlisted in the United States Navy as a pilot. And I just wanted to worry about the fact that there might be some connection between the burning of the hall on the 9th of June and his enlistment in the Navy on the 12th of June. But yes, and but fortunately I discovered that it happened 2 years later, so there was no connection between the two. But I thank you very much for your attention to this matter.
Great history there, thank you. Keep your dirt off. All right, I make a motion to close the floor. Second.
We didn't make a motion.
Oh, we didn't make a motion. I apologize. Okay. Give us some time to close the floor. Item number 2 is application for use of facilities, Boston Youth Soccer League. Councilman Munger.
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor. I do have a application for the use of facility by the Boston Youth Soccer League, filled out by the president of said league.
The date's available, I have the calendar in front of me.
Yeah, they're very small, sorry. Looks like we have 7/20 through 22 of 2016 at the Town Hall, 10/18 of 16, 7/27 of 16, 10/15 of 16, and this is all for the town hall fields. It's for a sporting league, approximately 6 p.m. on those dates. They are going to need the bathroom facility, the town fields, the town park, the North Boston Town Park, and on specific dates, 7/20 and 7/22, the town hall community room. The fees have been waived. They are not going to have alcohol. It is not a private party. It is not a special event. I would like to make a motion, as long as those dates are available, that we grant permission to use the facilities.
Those dates are available, and I will second that.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.
Item number 3 is zoning board of appeals, Councilman Genzel.
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor. After our last meeting and our conversation with the chairman there, we must have sparked some interest in the zoning board of appeals due to their canceling of their meeting a few times and putting a resident out. So thank you for Mr. Robert Woodring. Is he with us today?
No, it's not.
He's not. We received a request to be appointed to the zoning board of appeals by Mr. Robert Woodring. So, customary order, we will refer this to the zoning board of appeals to interview. I'm in the middle of a motion, ma'am, please. You can ask the questions when it's over, okay? Thank you. Again, I'm sorry, making a motion to zoning board of appeals members. It's a perfect example. Yeah, I don't have any of this material because we have no packet. So, the zoning board of appeals members have met with and interviewed Mr. Robert Woodring for prospective membership on the ZBA. At its meeting on Thursday, May 26, 2016, by motion and unanimous vote of the members present, made a favorable recommendation for the appointment of Robert Woodring as a regular member of the zoning board of appeals. Your immediate action is on this recommendation greatly appreciated. I make a motion to appoint Mr. Robert Woodring to the zoning board of appeals with a term of, let's see, it's a 4-year term, so he will be up on June the 1st of 2020. Do I have a second? Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries.
Item number 4 under old business is resolution 2/1610 town clerk. Again, this gentleman didn't have these in their, we have no packets, we didn't have time to review it. Mike felt that there, town attorney felt that there was some verbiage and stuff that wanted to be changed. These guys wanted to look at it, so I make a motion to table it.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed?
No.
Nay.
Secretary can say what she wants, and you second.
Okay, item number 6, reports and presentations. Michael, we have anything? No? Highway superintendent isn't here. Councilman Munger.
Yes, the Historical Society is open on the second and fourth Sundays of the month from 2 to 4. If you haven't been there or haven't been there lately, please stop out, take a peek at what the Historical Society has to offer. Wonderful organization. And that is all this month.
Thank you, Councilman. Councilman Benson.
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor. In lieu of a report this evening, folks, I'm going to give you a statement that was prepared ahead of time. Unfortunately, the clerk is not present. So I too have received lots of phone calls, as Mrs. Carr has. Maybe not from the same people, but from people that I know in town and supporters of mine, Marty's and Jay's, and really don't like what the clerk is pulling. So there is certainly an opposition to you supporters of the clerk, Mrs. Carr. So to say the whole town is up in arms is not really correct from my point of view. So let me start from the beginning here, folks. We had a 2016 budget Town board sat there with 5 members. All you folks remember the 2 that were here, Larry Murtha, Gary Vera. We all voted. We voted to reduce the clerk's staff to 2 part-time clerks. I have my 2016 budget. Those 2 jobs were for Beth and Sandy. Unfortunately, and Jennifer's not here, you know, it's almost thank goodness, because she wouldn't be interrupted. But the staff was reduced because she refused to do her duties. Changed the tax codes. It went to the assessor's office. You have to move around staff to accommodate the needs of the public. I have Sandy getting a raise, Beth getting a raise. That is what happened at the budget meeting. 5 people voted. It was unanimous. I probably even have it recorded. I can show you my minutes, or my notes and my budget. That is what happened. Unfortunately, the clerks didn't reapply. Whether they sent in a reappointment letter to a deputy clerk. Deputy is unfunded. It is a title. It is not funded. I personally, Jay Boardway and Marty Balo are not personally responsible for that decision. It was a board that voted that. This board sitting right here voted to appoint 2 part-time clerks at a reorganization meeting. That's what happened. It was unanimous. We were all here. So the clerk crossed the line when she placed my name in the penny saver to the public. Her notes on her doors, her notes in her office are slanderous and are harassing to me and to my family. I will read a statement from my attorney. Please bear with me. I will no longer accept nor tolerate Jennifer Muley putting my name on signs in her office or on her door or in the paper without my consent. I will no longer accept nor tolerate Jennifer Muley slandering my reputation, my business, my family to the citizens of this town. It is illegal, and she will be held accountable for her actions and her words. Let this be noticed. I have retained legal counsel to pursue damages for the continued harassment and slander from Jennifer Muley. That's my statement from my attorney. With that being said, I asked the town board for permission to either put metal detectors at the door, or I will carry my concealed weapon, because I do not trust the town clerk, nor do I trust any of her supporters. I have a family to go home to. I will not be a victim of workplace violence for a disgruntled clerk. Period. That's all I have for tonight, Mr. Supervisor.
She's been a lawyer and did the same thing against
Yeah,
him.
I just have an update. So the supervisor has spoken. Can everybody hear me okay?
Yes, we can.
Okay. So in regards to the ambulance, we did, the board and I met last week at the special meeting. For anybody that wasn't present, I know a few of you did show up. We did, as Marty had said, as the supervisor had said, we did expedite the check for them so they did not lose that ambulance. That ambulance did come in at a decent price for our town. As you know, the people from the emergency squad had attested to, that ambulance would have cost potentially close to $200,000 if it wasn't a demo unit. So you know, we do have an ambulance on its way. I've been working with the town attorney. I have some documents to get over to him for his approval. And at that point, then it's just essentially moving the radios from the old unit to the new unit, getting the old unit off the road, new one put on the road, and then we'll have a new ambulance here in town. Outside of that, the Conservation Advisory Council did have a cleanup 2 weeks ago on a Saturday. We've actually worked on the Adopt a Highway program, for anybody that's familiar with that. So they, unfortunately, I was not able to attend that Saturday, but they did clean up a 2-mile stretch of the highway. And that is something where we'll get a sign out there to let people know some of the good things going on in our town. And that is all I have for tonight.
Thank you, Councilman.
Thank you.
And great job on the ambulance. I know it was your first big project being here, and you know, it's kind of gets back and forth about it, but you did a good job with it, and, you know, to
Thank you.
expedite that and jump in there and did a good job. It was a pretty good thing you did. And I know you talked about going on your next one downstairs, so. Under the supervisor's report, we've been working on some other projects in town. The bid packages went out to repave the parking lot under the FEMA money that we got, so the whole town parking lot will be repaved around this town hall, right up to the EMS. Also, that, I think Councilman Genzel's working on that one. As you heard, Councilman Munger's working on the website. It is a lot of work, unfortunately, and there's a lot of hoops to jump through, and we really are doing our best, but thank you for the idea. Facebook will get that up and running, and that may help to continue to grow, and I appreciate that. I have got an email from Tony Zinnick, our rec director. We're over 100 children already for rec, so he's gearing up for rec. All the summer concerts are set. That's rolling really well. He had registration here, had some people here for it, so I think he's moving really well with that too. Councilman Boardway is working on the roof through FEMA for the highway barn. They gave us money for all the weight of the snow and the leaks that we had to do that too. Also, just to touch on what Councilman Genzel said, and I think Mrs. Bonzak said too, that yes, we have given permission to Mr. Boardway back then to carry his private weapon, but also every councilman that sits up here has asked for permission, has been granted through the town. Unfortunately, there is no place for us to go. You're looking at it, and we never say it out of town or it can't happen to you. It has happened. I had the clerk's fiance, who happened to be my brother, coming here and want to talk about windows and so forth, and why do we need them? We need them because people walk into school board meetings and kill people who are donating their time. They walk into town halls, they walk into businesses. So yes, every single member that sits up here has been granted. Every single member has their license and has been run through our attorney, except my son. I don't. We all want to go home at night. We all want to see our children. We all want to do the best job for the town up here. Unfortunately, there are good situations that are sticky, and we, like I said, we don't want that to happen, but we want to make sure not only we're secure, but people who come here to speak or ask for things or have ideas or so forth are able to go home too. So also that I want to just apologize for the delay tonight and what happened. Unfortunately, you can't foresee these things, but thank you, Dawn, for coming in. Thank you, Michael, for handling it. I appreciate it. We had the Memorial Day Festival. Unfortunately, there was 3 of us. One had to go out of town on business. It was unforeseen he had to. The 3 of us participated, and it was a great event. We had the EMS, all the fire companies, Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, all showed up on a hot day, did a great job. It was really